So the other day at the Pomona Reptile Super Show, I did an interview with Trent. If you recall that, I bought a bunch of cages from Apex, okay? So Apex cages, it's a modular reptile cage system, which was really important for me because I've got growing snakes. So if you have a snake that's gonna be kind of growing fast, these are awesome, awesome cages. And today I'm gonna be assembling them and we're gonna do a little review on them. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe. All right, so these are the enclosures. You can see I've got pieces here. They look like puzzle pieces and they're completely modular. It's got some pieces here. These are like the in-between. So they are, I got the 3-foot bundle. So basically what this bundle comes with are two separate 3-foot enclosures. And then it includes this thing right here, which is basically like an adapter type expander thing. It's like an insert in between. This right here is gonna be the front of the enclosure. So this is where the pull down or drop downs are going to be. And then these are basically other pieces, I think probably tops. These are the sides. And then right here are the pieces to my, I bought a bottom storage. They just started offering these. These are bottom storage pieces. So I watched their assembly video. It looked really quick. It looked like they were able to assemble in about, 10 minutes or so. The difference though between their video is that they didn't secure them in their video. So I actually have to use these screws to secure these once I've put them together. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up the storage, so the bottom base storage, which is really nice. It's an optional thing. You don't have to have them. So if you wanna put your reptile enclosure on the floor, you can. So we're gonna put the base here. We're gonna put an enclosure and an enclosure. That's gonna put this about I would say head high. But they're 2 feet, so I'm really just handling them about right here. So these are, it looks like they have like a protective plastic as well. I did put together another PVC enclosure. This one is the AP cage. And what's interesting about this one is that it is 30 inches instead of 24 inches. So it's a little less space for the Apex cages. This one's 30 inches, like I said, but this one's only like 18 inches high. They are getting a little vertical height as in addition to this, you get like another 6 inches. So kind of nice. Plus what's nice about that, you'll get a lot more light coming in because it's taller, which I really like, so we can actually see the snake. I don't really like the, really, really low enclosures because I can't see my snake. All right, so we're gonna start out with the bottom bases because why not? So these are only 3 feet across. So what's nice about this is if I didn't wanna have a full 6-foot base, I could, have a 3-foot base, another 3-foot base over there if I wanted to and such. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna assemble this upside down. And this is gonna take me a little while because I'm basically one-hand assembling, which is also very impressive that I can actually one-hand assemble this. We're gonna put the top on first, like this. Let's make sure we got the correct side. I don't think it really matters which side. I'd probably, if I were you, I'd probably put a liner in here. It doesn't have a finish on it because if you're putting stuff in and out a lot, you're probably gonna start, digging into this wood. So I'd probably put some kind of liner down. So you'll notice they got these like little puzzle piece kind of, connectors. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the back on first and then we're gonna put the sides on next. I'm doing this one-handed, so it's gonna be a little tricky. Now this is not like finished wood. Just pop it in. There's our back, easy enough. And we got some sides to put in. We're gonna do the back first. See how well this is gonna pop in. If I should do, yeah, we gotta do the back first. So let's pop that little corner back in the back. And then we're gonna push this in. I'm gonna have to do this 2 hands, so 1 sec. Actually, maybe not. Yeah, I just did that one-handed, cool. So we got our side in. This is the first time doing this, by the way. I have not rehearsed this at all. Try to get that down first so we can pop this side in like that. Now we got to do the top. Still doing this one-handed. So this should just pop on, but they always say to start from the back. So we're going to do that. We're going to listen to them. Man, these are some nice cuts. This is some cutting accuracy right here. All right. Almost done. We just need to do the fronts. All right, so we got our rails here. Again, they don't have instructions for this particular setup yet on their site. Hopefully they'll add them pretty soon. This is a new product, by the way. So they just literally added this product to their offering. So I got all the rails done. That was really easy. Now I just got to actually assemble these, which is really just a matter of putting these in along with the washers. All right, first base is done, dude. So I can't wait to actually start putting stuff in here because I got all my substrate and all that. This is a perfect place for all this. This is great to have. The one thing I'm gonna do, by the way, is I'm gonna put some furniture movers or sliders under it. So they're called like carpet movers or whatever. And you can buy them at like Lowe's for like, I think it was like 8-pack for $11 or something like that. So you just need 4 in here. So we're gonna put like 1 on each corner. And that way, if I ever need to slide stuff, so like imagine one of my snakes get caught back here and I need to catch them. I kind of need to be able to move everything, and you don't want to be digging into your carpet. It's so much harder to move stuff. So I'd highly recommend get those little carpet movers or sliders under these so that you can slide them in and out very easily. Okay, that is done. It looks really good. That is a nice base.
kind of spoiled, man. That's like luxury right there. So next up, I got to do the setup of the actual enclosures. I did put furniture mover pads under here. I did buy some. These are the ones that I put under there, by the way, if you're wondering. I was able to slide them, you know, around pretty easily on this carpet. So these, I'm supposed to do the L shapes first and then put the top and base on last. Had I known that, that's so obvious. Like if you think about how easy it is to put the top and bottom on, these would probably be like 2-3 minutes assembly. But no, I did it the hard way. But yeah, I know how to do this one now, thankfully. So we're gonna do this first. We're gonna do the back part, and we're gonna do the side with this. Try to do this one-handed again. So all right, that was actually quite easy. So now we need the bottom, which is gonna be this thing. So we're gonna flip it. That's how light it is. I'm doing this one-handed. Just lining each corner up. Now we should just be able to go along, secure each of these, just pushing them down. All right, so we did the bottom. So it does say to secure the bottom first. So we are gonna take the plastic off. Like a new appliance, man. So I was gonna go with like a vision cages kind of setup initially. But the problem with the vision cages is that in order to be able to do like a divider, you kind of need to buy like a custom for that. I don't really want to do that. So I'm gonna set these all up. And the reason why they want you to secure the base next is that you don't have to like, as soon as you flip it over, you don't have to like secure it. Because we do have to secure the sides as well, but we can do the sides last. All right, so now all we gotta do is screw these in. All right, so these two are pretty much done except for their tops. I still have to do the top parts on these guys, but I'm gonna wait until I do the LEDs for that. These are gonna be the 6-foot enclosures. So I got the first L here, so this is gonna be the left side of the 6-footer. I gotta do the right side of the 6-footer, and then both these are gonna get these little window things. It looks like, when I was looking at it, it looks like you bolt them together. So not too bad. Basically, it's gonna be like this, right? And then you bolt them, after you pretty much assemble them, they're just gonna get bolted together after the fact. All right, so I got all the cages set up. So now what I gotta do is I gotta secure these with these bolts. So they gave me some hardware here. So I gotta secure all these. And that way they can't move around and stuff. They can't like somehow like, you know, push it open or anything like that. They're gonna be pretty snug here. I'm gonna show you how you do this real quick, and then we're just gonna do the rest because it'll be faster than doing it one-handed. But we just put the bolt through like that. I'm just gonna do this real quick for both of these enclosures, and then I gotta run the LED. I'm gonna show you the next step, which is really just the LEDs for each top, and then I can secure the tops because we've got to run the wire through on the tops right in the back. I'm gonna do a couple small holes here that are big enough to screw these into, and then this should be ready to go. All right, those are in. I just did a really tiny hole, by the way. This stuff is real bendable. Like it's soft enough, so you don't have to worry about like too big of a hole here. There we go. Yeah, that's not coming off. Not without a lot of strength. That's good. The only concern is gonna be our cables. So like this will fit just fine, which is nice, but will this stay in? Like that's actually pretty good, and I'm not gonna put tape in here. I could probably hot glue it. You could hot glue it. I'm not gonna bother. I'd rather just kind of not add stuff to this yet. I'll solve it if I have to hot glue it, then I'll solve it that way. But let me plug it in real quick to show you how bright this thing is. Oh man, that is bright. All right, so I think it's ready. I mean, honestly, this is perfect. So we're gonna flip this over. Yeah, so they actually have something called link cables, by the way. So I'm actually gonna link these because with the link cables, which is really cool, I can bridge this, so I can link this one to another one of these for this entire enclosure. So I'm gonna do that right now. All right, so the nice thing about this is I'm pretty much done with this side. As long as this cable comes through, I'm good. And so what I'm gonna do is this is actually gonna be the final link of this. I'm gonna run the main line through this side, right in between these. That way I could just have a cable coming in between, and that'll power all, like both of these towers or these sets. So I'm pretty much done with this thing. So I can just go and pop this guy in. Also, I was told for the top bracket, the middle, top and bottom, you're not supposed to secure these. So they are gonna make a note of that for the modular, but these aren't supposed to be here because you're gonna drill a hole through here, and they said this shouldn't have one. So they probably just need to have no bracket or no hole in these, but it's probably just easier for them to cut all of them like they are as a template. And so just a note, if you're installing these, go and remove that. All right, that took a little while, but not too long. Lighting is done. Yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool. The only downside is you can kind of see the light through here, but it actually kind of looks cool. I'd much rather have that, like, cause when I'm taking photos of these guys, I don't mind having that up there, but I don't want it in here, you know what I mean? See how that starts getting that weird lens flare kind of thing. Even you can kind of see it even right here, but that's gonna be so much better when taking photos of these guys. All right, so I'm super excited to say that the build is done except for
I kind of messed up. I sent this to Apex and they're like, you got our emblem upside down. So sorry, Apex. I don't really want to take them off yet because in order to be able to take them off, I have to like dent, like it's gonna scratch this. So I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. I'll fix it a little bit later once I get a better tool to take them off. But this is it. This is really, really cool looking. So you can see the lights are working out really well. I can really see the snakes inside, so most of these guys are all like hiding. But I'll explain kind of the setup real quick so you know what I've got going on here. I have specific preferences, obviously, for substrate. I actually been working on one thing that's I'm kind of in between, like testing some stuff. This is not going to be the final substrate that I go with. I kind of started with one thing, ended up with another. See, I put some fake plants in here. These are not bioactive. These are just fake plants with some leaves for enrichment. This is one of my drymarchon. He's very shy, so lots of cover space in here. And then down here, I've got my black-tailed Crebo, and you can see I've got a humid hide he's not choosing to use right now. The main issue with that humid hide, I actually have to change it out. That's not a good humid hide for them. This is a good humid hide. She absolutely loves her humid hide. And the thing is you can see she feels completely safe in there. She's covered, it's dark, and typically when snakes are in shed, they don't want any light coming in. They like to just hide and be left alone. So I gotta move everyone to this kind of style. You can see I put some leaves in here too, so similar setup. I got their stainless steel dishes that, just keeps things so much cleaner, so I can also see when it's dirty. I kind of want, all out on the bark. They love this. I see them using the bark all the time. They kind of weave in and out, and they lay on it. So like my black-tailed Crebo is always just laying out on this part. But the lights are working out. I just have them up here for now. I just toggle the switch whenever I want to turn everything off. I'm gonna make it a smart switch pretty soon. You can see the lights are great. They're not actually putting out any heat at all. It's like maybe not even a degree more, honestly. Though I'm going to order more of these. I do like them a lot. This is like my go-to now, so I'm not going to change it up. Plus, it's nice having the consistent style to your cages. It's kind of a luxury more than a necessity, because as soon as one of these grow out, I can pretty much expand this and make it one of theirs if I want to. But more than anything, I want to add 2 more 6-footers, because what's going to happen is I've got 4 more drymarchon that are in really, really small enclosures, and a couple of these are going to outgrow these spaces really quick. Mustang here, she's going to outgrow her cage really fast, but Darrow's going to outgrow his cage really, really quick too. The only real negative though is I had screwed these in or tightened these too much, and when you tighten them too much, it makes this really big, it sinks in, it makes a big indentation. And what happened was when I was closing this, see how this is like kind of not going in? So I have to kind of push it. And the only way I was able to fix this so it would actually go in is I put little washers in here. It's my fault. I didn't know that you shouldn't over tighten them. I just figured, tight, didn't really matter, but I didn't realize it was sinking in until later when I took one off to adjust it. And then I saw this big indentation. It's pretty far in there. You can see it's even indented with the washer. So that's the only unfortunate. I kind of wish I knew that prior to doing any of this. Like I said, only negative that I can think of right now. The only other thing, if I were to have a gripe, is that they don't really have like a recommendation for lights. They have a lights guide, but there's no like actual like kit or anything you can buy with these. So you kind of have to do your own research. I will link these lights for you. So if you are interested in these lights, you don't want anything that's hot. I think they're pretty waterproof, to be honest. At least like for humidity and such, but don't quote me on that. But I do think they're good for that. I don't have any problems like misting or anything with these. I'll know probably over the next 6 to 12 months how well these will hold up, because this is a new build. I don't imagine there's going to be any real issues here. There's also a lot of static, so you can see there's a lot of dirt still. The static is slowly going away as you'd expect, so dust and stuff will start coming off. I'll do another cleaning of all the glass, but I really like this enclosure setup, man. This is so exciting. I'm going to shut off the lights real quick so you can see how cool it is. So that's what it looks like in the dark. Would I buy these again? Absolutely. Do I like them better than the AP cages? Yes, absolutely. I like seeing the height so you can have more light coming in, and it's easier to get things in and out. It doesn't feel like it's so narrow, and it's not like a little porthole. I like that I can see my snakes, and that's mostly because of the LEDs, but I like that also you can expand. Like I feel so much more comfortable that I'm not going to keep having to replace enclosures as my snakes get bigger. So really, really like that. Also, as you know, black-tailed Crebo's going to get huge. As a result of that, chances are I'm going to have to do a 3 enclosure setup for him. So this is a great system, because if I had to, I could put 3 across. So I can give him a 9-foot enclosure if I wanted to. But yeah, really love this setup. Anyway, hope that was helpful. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to check out Apex cages yourselves, I will link it down in the description. Hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, consider subscribing. I'll see you next time. Peace.